Good morning, good morning. It is Friday here in Tokyo, and today I want to talk about profiles, your personal profile on LinkedIn. The thing that people see the most, the thing that actually drives your LinkedIn sales funnel. And firstly, I get a lot of people asking straight away, like, oh, I haven't created a business page yet, or I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to do my strategy and I'll get clients. Guys, it's actually the personal profile page that you should use and is really the flagship page of your entire presence on LinkedIn. Company pages are great, and you can have them, and you can showcase stuff and do all of that. But at the end of the day, your ideal client avatar is most likely to want to deal with you, know you, find out about you, engage with you, and when you actually do your outreach, when you go into the market and you start to find people and you start to tap on shoulders of people that are influential to your space or potential clients. Hey, Marilyn, they want to see you. They want to see you. It's Friday there in, Aussie. They're in, which part of Australia you're in, Maryland? Let me know. So it's the personal profile page, which is the driver of all LinkedIn sales funnels that I see. So what it really means is that if you have a sucky page, you're going to be in some trouble. Right? You're going to be in some trouble because it actually is a foundation piece and it affects conversions dramatically. When I see people transform their pages from an online resume to a client-facing page, it has dramatic impact both on visibility in terms of search appearances, and then, of course, when you actually reach out to people, the way people are reaching back to you, the way people are engaging with you. And I want to talk about looks like I've got a few, about 8 things that you can do or that you should be aware of about your personal page on LinkedIn and make those changes today. Hey, Marilyn, yeah, I'm from Victoria as well. I was living down on the peninsula, Mornington Peninsula. So there you go. So the first thing is, if you have a resume on LinkedIn and you are trying to use LinkedIn as a lead generation source, what is a resume used for? A resume is used for getting a job. What are you trying to do? You're trying to get clients. So what do you got? You got the wrong tool for the job at hand. Yeah? You've got the wrong tool for the job at hand. You've brought a knife to a gunfight. That's what you've done. So the first thing you've got to do, guys, is get rid of an online resume, because an online resume is not a business development tool. It's not going to be something that has any influence really on someone's decision to actually do business with you, or when you reach out to them to talk about business, to engage with you in that way. Not only that, if you're following an online resume format, it means you've restricted yourself so much in terms of what you can share, what you can show, and what you can have people focus on when they land on your profile. Because what occurs is that when you follow a resume format, it essentially means that your page will be about 10 to 15% about what you do now, and then about 80% of the profile to 90% of the profile is going to be talking about what you did in the past and where you were. And I tell you what, someone who's looking for a solution to a problem that they have in their business, they're not going to care that you were the marketing specialist at ABC company 10 years ago. They're just not. They want to know straight away what you can do for them right now, how you do it, that there's a solution and what other people are saying about you. That's what they want to see. And the great thing is that to stand out on LinkedIn, it is so easy to do that these days, because 99% of people have that horrible online resume, which is great because maybe they don't know this and they haven't really thought of LinkedIn as a lead source for them. Certainly many entrepreneurs don't even do that, and the majority of people just have this online resume. And many of your ideal client avatars that you're going after, they have an online resume, which is kind of good for you because it has all the details that you can use to open the door and get inside by using and crafting the knowledge that you gain from their profiles. But what you've got to start to think about is when you transform your page from an online resume to a client-facing promotional style page, it means 80 to 90% of your profile can talk about the now. You can talk about what you offer now, and what you've got to start viewing your profile as a landing page, right? As a promotion, as a one pager. You know, those websites, there was that quite a trend where you'd get these long ass websites where you'd be scrolling down, but they would funnel you through information. A lot of sales letters, online sales letters, and a lot of funnel websites are like that, where it's you know, you're scrolling down a series and you're getting taken through. And that's what you want. You want to be able to have your profile actually guide people through the information that you want them to see. So what you have to start thinking about is seeing the experience sections and using the experience sections totally different to what you're using them today. If you're using them as separate company, I worked here, this is what I did, boom, boom, get it wrong. What you should be using is thinking like a guidebook, right? Where the first experience, chapter 1, shows what I do in general and tells, you know, the reader, these are the kind of 3 or 4 key services that I kind of do. And then the second experience section is the first key service. And the third experience section is the next key service. And then you show again the next key service. And the way that you give information in those experience sections is really, really important. You've got to start to think, how are online magazines, how are online publications now giving information? Well, they use chunks, you know, bite-sized chunks of information. They use a lot of headings and subtitling. Start to emulate the way people are actually digesting information on the internet these days. It's not these large chunks of texts. People get bored, people don't read them, especially when they're just scanning. But it is about when you have laid out and you have considered the reader how they're going to get that information, and that's how you have to emulate your LinkedIn. So you start to think of those experience sections as pages on a website, or start to see them as distinct sections of your profile, which reveal what you do, how you do it, why, you know, what they can expect, what others are saying about there, what kind of social proof can you put in there. You should have call to action somewhere in that profile. Now, you know, a lot of people, you know, rarely someone's going to click on it and like, yeah, okay, let's book a call. But it should be there. You want it there. Yeah. Where there's a chance to put case studies. You know, that's a great thing, and use those experience sections again as a separate case study. You know, it's not where you worked before, but that whole experience section is a case study about a client. You know, what was their problem? What did you what was your solution? What was the result? What did they say about that? Right? Having 2 of them on your profile, as opposed to, you know, what you did in 1995. has a huge impact. So start to view LinkedIn under a new kind of filter. Don't follow the rules. And that's what I always say. If you've watched any of my masterclass, you'll see it's one of the first shift I talk about is don't follow the rules. The rules aren't enforced by anybody. No one's going to tell you off for doing that. So you can use that page any way you see fit. Obviously, use it for trying to get clients, right? If that's what you're trying to do. So structure it that way. Now, a couple of things: optimization of the profile, keywords and stuff, and, you know, the headline under your photo. You know, I've heard some kids say, "Oh, don't try to chase it with keywords anymore. It doesn't affect anything." Well, you can have a combination of both, because actually it still does. LinkedIn still indexes that headline. It still gets juice for search appearances. It just does. So if anyone tells you different, it does. I've done blank I've done research on it by putting blank profiles up and doing keywords in certain areas and seeing search results and seeing search appearances. It actually does affect. Now, the key is, of course, not to be too stuffy. You can still lead under your photo with a headline about what you do and make a sentence, but you can still put keywords in there as well to ensure that you are getting some of that extra juice on LinkedIn. The other thing, make sure you've got a decent photo. If you don't have a decent photo, it has massive effect. I think it's 31x the amount of engagement that someone has a photo and someone doesn't. It's basic stuff, but none of those selfies and stuff like that. Get a bit professional. If you're not sure about your photo, use photofeeler.com. Photofeeler.com. It's like the old Hot or Not. You can put 2 photos up there and people will vote on it in terms of, you can say it's a business photo and likability. There's like 3 functions, credibility or something like that. It gives 3 rankings about what people feel about that photo in a business setting. And then you can choose the one that the people say the best things about. Of course, with your cover photo as well, put something in there. I like to see people in there. I mean, I don't do it myself, and I should, but I like to see cover photos that have people in there, especially if it's you in there. If you can be in there in front of a crowd or showing you engaging with your clients, that's great. But use that cover photo as well. Don't be selling on it. Here's a free ebook and stuff like that. You keep it very clean, but show people this is what I do. When that cover photo, when it stands alone, should be able to tell the viewer what you're about. Okay, so that's the best way to do it. Imagine if they don't see anything else about your profile, but with that cover banner, if they could see that, they would know instantly what you do, and that will help you. So there's a little tip there. Now, the other thing about your profiles and what's going to affect you getting clients is actually the people in your network, right? And this is where if you're still viewing in the resume sense and not going after client avatars, is probably you've stacked your network with just random people, anyone, maybe some ex-colleagues and stuff. What you've got to do is make sure that you start to get a little bit more deliberate in your network building, especially moving forward. And that means 2 things. I suggest connecting with people that are active players on LinkedIn. And that's where a thing like Sales Navigator can really help with that, because you can spotlight and filter such people. Because what you want to do is stack your profile with the people that are actually coming on and using LinkedIn and participating in LinkedIn. Not just, someone who's come in there once a month and checking it out, but someone who's actually going in there, posting, and is an ideal client avatar. Or if they're not your direct ideal client avatar, at least there's someone that serves your ideal client avatar. So someone who's in a non-competitive space that also serves your ideal client avatar, because then you get access to that network as well. When you do searches, you start to include their network in your search results. So as you start to build your network going forward, don't just accept everyone. Make sure that you are accepting people that are either your direct ideal client or they serve your direct ideal client. And then secondly, connect to them if they are active participants of the platform. Because what it means is when you do outreach, when you do nurturing sequences, when you get in your inbox and nurture these people, you have a much higher chance of actually getting a response from them in there and engaging them inside your inbox in particular. And they're not going to be as offended as people who maybe just come in once in a while. The active users of LinkedIn tend to be more conducive to doing business with you, getting into discussion, less picky, kind of less anal about the platform. So I really suggest as you build out your network, make sure that you are adding the right kind of people. And that is going to affect, obviously, inbound results as well. Because as you build that network and you nurture those people through engagements, through comments, through liking, through inbox nurturing sequences, as you do more of that, you will get the inbound. That's a natural progression of LinkedIn, and it's great. People coming to you is the gravy on top. But where I see still, and whoever tells you differently, they haven't been an entrepreneur of a small business. Maybe if they worked for a large company and they reached out to people and, oh, it's so easy, people respond to me all the time. Yeah, well, you're at Apple, you're at Amazon, you're at GE, you're at KPMG. People respond to big brand stuff. But for you, who's the small business owner, you've got to stack it in your favor with the tools, with looking different, being presented differently to everyone else. And then when you reach out to these people, they actually pay attention. So, and that's where the money's going to be made, is going to be in your strategic outreach. So that's why as you build your network, build it with active players, build it with people that are either your direct clients or referral partners or someone who serves your niche. It will change totally the way that your LinkedIn operates. So guys, that's some tips there. If I can help you with that further, watch my masterclass. It's 45 minutes, but it will transform the way you're thinking about LinkedIn. And then if you want, book a call. We can have a look at what's working on your LinkedIn, what's not working, where you want to go with it. And if it's something that we can help you with, we'll absolutely tell you so. And we'll show you a blueprint how. And then if it's something you want me personally to help you implement, we can talk about that and see if there's a fit. Now, recently I've listened to a couple of calls and some people in this group, and probably be removing them from the group soon. Don't get on the call and be rude. Don't get on the call with us if you're a dabbler. I'm here for business. Right? And those that want to go into LinkedIn and transform LinkedIn into a sales funnel, we're talking about either multiple 5 figures or multiple 6 figures or even 7 figures that some of the clients have generated off LinkedIn. So I'm not here for dabblers. I'm not here to look and see if this will work for you. If you're going to take my time in particular or my client's time, make sure you come there to listen, to find out exactly what's not working with your LinkedIn, what is working, and how you can make that transition. So I just want to say that because there's a couple of calls I listened to recently and it's like, come on guys, like why? Don't come on the call to be combative. Don't come on the call to challenge. You're there. You got on the call because you have the problem. We have a solution. I have a solution that works, and happy to share that. But I just wanted to say that because just recently a couple of people kind of like, it's strange. Why come? Why come to us if you want to be combative? If you want to be rude, yeah. If you said you need help. If you've just told us all these problems that you have and we've shown you a solution and then you're like, oh, well, I don't want to fix it now. That's why you're stuck where you are. That's why you're stuck where you are. All your knowledge, everything you know right now and the way that you operate on LinkedIn is based on everything that you've done. It's not working. So you need a new mindset, you need new beliefs about what's possible, and you need new strategies. And those strategies are going to show you what to do. And what you do gets outcomes. So if your outcomes currently suck, you need to change all of that. And that's what I do for my clients. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Have a great day. See you later.